everybody's gone crazy. Where have all the dreamers gone? Or have we all just gotten lazy? Something's got to give. There won't be much life left to live. Please send a sign from up above. And if I gotta choose, I choose love. I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna make me hate. I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna take that away. Ooh, something strange is in the air. Seems that everybody's changing, and I can't find no faith anywhere. Seems it's been replaced with raging. Something's got to give. There won't be much life left to live. Please send a sign from up above. And if I gotta choose, I choose love. I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna make me hate. I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna take that away. No one can take that from me. I see what I choose to see. Reality is what you make it. So why would I ever choose hatred? I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna make me hate. I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna take that away. I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna make me hate. I choose love. I choose love. And no one's gonna take that away. I choose love.
Welcome back to Progressive Action TV. I know y'all not used to seeing me on Facebook, but I'm back on Facebook. We're about to get it cracking. I'm like, yo, why I'm not streaming on Facebook? But you know what? I'm going back live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and we go get this thing moving. Once again, thanks for joining us. I am your host, Tremel Thompson, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about as usual. Y'all see the title of the show, The Selling Out Continues. The selling out continues, people. Now, before we get started, I need you guys to make sure that you share out this live all over Facebook. This is our first time back on Facebook in months. So I need you guys to take a couple of seconds out your time before I get into the meat and potatoes of what's going on here to share out the video. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to do it myself. Let me get this. Let me alert people that I'm live. Like I said, I know y'all ain't seen me in a long time on this platform, on Facebook. I need my Red Bull. There's a lot of things that's going on, and you know what? We're gonna jump straight into it. We're gonna jump straight into it. You know, this must be the worst Local 100 administration ever in the history of Local 100. The appointed president, Richard Davis, is not capable of running this union. I don't even think if he's capable of running the Boy Scouts. Right? He just doesn't have the skills. He's not a leader. In this short amount of time he's been president, we have seen that he's just not intelligent. Right? And There's no way that we could become a day better as a membership when you have poor leadership. He hasn't even been in office yet for a complete year. Think about this. He has not been in office yet for a complete year. And he has about 37 years worth of scandals. This is not good. And we are, for those who don't know, I don't know, what are you paying attention to, where you're getting your information from, but Local 100 is the laughing stock of unions in this city. You know, and let me put this on the screen real quick. Richard Davis. And these are his enablers. This is just a couple of his enablers, right? So he has been accused of alleged sexual harassment. They kept that quiet. He sold out the retirees via the Medicare Advantage. They kept that quiet. All of these secret side letters, they kept that quiet. And just the poor leadership in general, they are keeping all of those things quiet. And I'm going to point to you guys these 5 people. You have Sean Battaglia, who is the division chair of MapStore One. He's an enabler. You have Giselle Martinez, the coordinator for the Women's Committee. She is an enabler. You have TWU International President John Samuelson. He is an enabler. You have MapStore Vice President Donald Yates. He is an enabler. You have former TWU President Tony Utano. He is an enabler, right? These people who is normally vocal for everything else are very quiet for these serious allegations that's happening with President Richard Davis, with the selling out of the retirees. Nothing is being said, which shows you that they are in line with what everything is going on. And I just want to put this video back on the screen for those who have not seen it, of Division Chair Sean Battaglia and Vice President MapStore Donald Yates being asked about the sexual harassment allegations of Richard Davis. And let's look at their response.
How do you feel about the allegations against Richard Davis in the video?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me pull that back up. Give me 1 second. Let me pull that back up. Let me go back to it.
The video's right there. How do you all feel about what the truck is saying about Richard Davis, the allegations of sexual harassment, representing rich carriage owners that are screwing over their workers, enabling animal abuse? How do you all feel about that? No response? Nothing? Nothing? Okay. Well, the video's here all day. Plenty of time to really look it over carefully, and I'll come back to you for your thoughts. Okay. Roger and Ebert will get back to me later.
Upstairs, I'm going to look up your account and I'll check and see what
They had absolutely nothing to say, right? We talking about guys that go on the internet and basically copy my style, especially Donald Yates. Now he want to be doing lives, giving out the wrong information. The only people that they fool is the people who have absolutely no clue of what's going on here politically. Those are the only people who they fool, right? And these guys are not credible themselves. So who am I fooling to think that Donald Yates would say something against the guy who could basically destroy his career, right? And where is Donald Yates' moral compass anyway? Let's not forget, people. Let's not forget, in 2015, TWU official aligned with Samuelson hit for petition forgery. How can we forget that? These guys don't. They I mean, who was I fooling? Somebody tell me who was I fooling? Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, the phone lines are open. You could call in live whenever you want during any time of the show, and we could discuss whatever you want to discuss. 563-999-3714. And I just want to say this. I have been in business with Progressive Action since 2015. I've been doing a live show since 2016. Not one union rep has ever called in that said, Tramel, you're lying, and actually want to have a conversation on the facts. It don't even have to be a debate. They don't want to have a conversation on the facts, right? But Donald Yates was hit with petition forgery. So how can we believe anything that he's saying? Real quick, shout out to Edward Acosta. Thank you for the cash app, my brother. I got it. Donald Yates petition forgery. And in the real world, you would get locked up for something like that. Nothing happened to him. And he forged over 100 and I think 30 something signatures, 144 signatures I think he got actually caught with. In the real world, like, first of all, what got to be in your mind to sit there and forge signatures? Like, what's really going through your brain for you to actually want to do that? Right? It makes absolutely no sense, but these are the people who's leading us, right? Whether we like it or not. Now, let's get to Sean Battaglia. Now, Sean Battaglia, interesting guy, right? In my opinion, he's head over heels. I give him this. He's patient. I know in his mind, he thinking, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to become president of this union one day. But guess what? He has been covered and protected by the other corrupt people in Map Store. People don't really like Sean. And it's proof in the pudding with that. If you look at his last election, where he ran in the special election, he got 354 votes. 354 votes. Do you guys understand how poor that number is? 354 votes. I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait till they sit him down. But they go continuously, take care of him because he's one of them. He's one of them. For those who just joined in, right now I'm talking about the enablers. So I already took care of scamming forgery, Donald Forgery Yates. That's going to be his new name. Donald Forgery Yates, I already took care of him. Sean Battaglia, he swear he's liked. He's nobody. Absolutely nobody. Next person I want to get into, as you can see, Women's Committee, Giselle Martinez. Now, I do not know her, right? I have nothing bad to say about her. But what I can say is that in this bio section of the union website, they pointed out that Davis said Martinez will be able to use her unique background for the betterment of women throughout Local 100. Giselle's energy and drive combined with her resilience will be vital assets to the Women's Committee and our union, Davis said, right? Now, Giselle, what I would like to ask you is, why are you so quiet when it comes to women's issues and what Davis is embroiled in with the alleged sexual harassment? Why are you guys so quiet? Right? The problem with Local 100 is every faction, like you got the Women's Committee, I'm going to use them for example. They are not there for the women. They are there to do Richard Davis's bidding. That's what they there for. When you look at the child care fund, when you look at the Women's Committee, when you look at Widows and Orphans, when you look at PAC, all of those branches of our union are controlled by the president. Now, there's no problem with being the leader and showing these specific sections how to lead. But one thing that you do not do, especially with the Women's Committee, is do the man's bidding. A man who's being accused of sexual harassment. And I believe this maybe was not the first time. Why is the Women's Committee not saying anything? You know, that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Now, another thing I would like to touch on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put some videos on the screen because I want you guys to see these videos, and I want to expand on what was said because, you know, these people is like, honestly, they like the gift that keeps on giving. They are like the gift that keeps on giving. You know, but let's touch on a video because Richard Davis during what you call that? Black History Month. He was ranting and raving and going crazy. And I chopped up a lot of the section of his speech, but I only what I got? I got two here. I just want to expand on these two. So let's check out the first one.
It's us. Us trusting us. Us backstabbing us. Scandalizing one another. Pulling each other's heritage down. We are doing it to ourselves. And it's not civil. What's our biggest battle?
This guy says, we are scandalizing one another. We are backstabbing one another. Richard Davis, when I had got arrested last February, wasn't it you who went to the media and said that I swung on someone first? Is that, what do you call that? Aren't you the president? Aren't you supposed to represent all of us equally? Want to talk about backstabbing? Wasn't it me who told you as a black man that you would not get the same opportunities as the other presidents of this union because you were black? And what did you decide to do, Richie? You went to the mass membership meeting, read the text message that I sent you, and was sending dry threats. Wouldn't you call that backstabbing? Let's address scandalizing. Right now, you are embroiled in an investigation by the MTA. And I don't even understand why the MTA is investigating this, because it makes no sense. They can't hold you accountable because you're the president. But this is part of the smoke screen, and this was a part of you selling us out as members because you had this over your head, right? So talking about scandalizing, why are you embroiled in a sexual harassment investigation? That's like, how is the president, like never in the history as in Local 100 has a president been embroiled in a sexual harassment to the point that the MTA have to investigate what's going on? Talking about scandalizing? I mean, you are such a grifter talking about you pro-black. You're not pro-black. You don't even like, you mentioned to me that black people are lazy. You told me that. How can you be pro-black when you come in with that? And it's a West Indian thing. I have West Indian in my family, and I know how they talk about black Americans. So don't come to me that you're pro-black when you talk about black people. This is a fact. I remember having that conversation with you at Kingsbridge Depot that time, that same time that you told me that you're a Republican. I remember that time, right? Now, This guy is he's the worst thing that ever happened to Local 100. Let me get to the next video just to show you guys how off the hook he is.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my brother and my partner, and who's going to be single soon, Mr. Tony Utano. That is my best friend, if you don't know, right? And he propelled me into this position and making sure that I succeed, and he stays with me day and night. So he retired without retiring because he's one of my executive directors that will be around me, and I have 6 of them, and they will be helping me continuously in this organizing structure that I've built around me. But I'm very, very, very proud of my heritage. Immigrating to the United States and experience the level of disdain for people of color really put it into perspective for me. So of course, I am pro-black, right?
This guy's the opposite of being pro-black. Now, I want to point something out regarding that video, right? I mean, Utano is his best friend. And you want to know why Utano is his best friend? Because when Samuelson, during that time, elevated Richie Davis' girlfriend at the time to a higher position, I mean, Richie told me this personally, that he don't mess with Samuelson like that because Samuelson gave his girlfriend the power. See, Richie is the kind of person that even if he don't mess with you, he still want to show you that he has control over you, or try to disguise that, hey, it was because of me that you got this position. Right? That's what he was doing. So he was mad that Samuelson elevated his girlfriend without his permission. How sick is that? Now, another thing that he said during that, and which was pretty wild, you know, Utano is my best friend and he's going to be single soon. Why are you saying that at an African-American event? What does that have to do with anything African-American? Do you guys see how the wheels turn in this guy's head? You're my best friend. You know, I got to play that again because maybe y'all missed that. Let me play that again. It's in the beginning.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my brother and my partner, and who's going to be single soon, Mr. Tony Utano.
My partner, and who's going to be single soon, Mr. Tony Utano. Like, what that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that have to do with anything? This is how unhinged he thinks, right? Now, he also said he have 6 executive directors. Now, those executive directors that he have, guess what most of them are? Most of them are retired, right? One of them used to be a superintendent, right? He got these executive assistants and they all making over 6 figures. So 6 executive assistants or directors, whatever he said, 6 executive directors. That's $600,000 right there. All because he's not capable of leading this union. And how embarrassing is it to know that he has 6 executive directors and we are in the worst shape ever. Now, one thing that Davis did say during that whole speech, in which you could go on the union YouTube and see it, he said that, you know, I believe that he released so many black people in the union, and he did mention that to me when we met, that he wanted to turn the union black. Now, in my opinion, everyone knows that I am pro-black, right? I am pro-black without a doubt. But I don't care what color you are. If business is not being taken care of properly, what sense does it make to say that it's black people running this place and it's going to shit? I don't care if you're purple. I don't care if you're white. I don't care what you are. What I want is a union who's not in bed with management, a union leadership who is fearless, a union leadership who put the members first before management. We want union leadership who it don't matter who's in front of us. We're ready to knock them down. What we seen this past contract negotiations, no rally at 2 Broadway, all of these satellite rallies, and we thinking, well, where's the fight? See, that's the thing. You cannot fool people. They want us to not believe what we see. That's what they want. They want us not to believe what we see. I think this is the perfect time to jump to a caller. Let me get to the caller. Caller 6483. You now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from? Six four eight three 121212. Hello, 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 hello. All right, they can't hear me. I mean, they want us, we'll see something and they'll be like, oh no, 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 no. You didn't see that. You did not see that. How does that work? Can someone tell me how does that work? Call in live 563-999-3714. Let me get this caller back on the line. Let me see what's going on. Caller 6483. 6483. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Can you hear me? 12121212. They can't hear me. Probably something wrong with the phone line. I don't know. Somebody else calling. I don't know what's going on. But they want us to not believe what we see. All right. Now, did y'all see this? Did y'all see this tweet right here? Did y'all see this tweet? Governor Kathy Hochul betrays blue-collar commuter rail workers. Metro North. Empire Report, New York, 2023. New York's 24/7 news website. Now, this is the problem that I have with that, right? Let me make that a little smaller. Let me make that a little smaller just to keep everything in perspective. What I don't like about that is, where was this fight at when we was fighting for our contract? When it comes to Metro North and Long Island Railroad, and let me put some demographics in perspective for you guys. When you have 62% and 63% respectively white workforce, which means the majority of the workforce, they are going to fight differently. This is not something that's made up. This is how America works. This is how America works, and this is how America functions. This is what's going on, people. This is not no secret on how they treating the black part of the MTA versus the white sections of the MTA. This is not something that I'm making up. This is America, people. And what make you think that a labor union would be any different? Don't you notice when something happens in Long Island Railroad, who pays the piper? New York City Transit. Why does New York City Transit pay the piper when it comes to when something happens in Long Island Railroad? When that train engineer fell asleep because they don't have positive train control over there, he fell asleep and he rammed the train into the bumper stop. Guess who got hit with sleep apnea? New York City Transit. When they be having all types of investigations and catching people still in time, guess who had to get the swipe? New York City Transit. When something bad and they get caught over there, guess who pays the piper? New York City Transit. But I don't want us to lose focus. I don't want us to lose focus. Let me try to get this caller one more time. Caller, can you hear me? 6483. Can you hear me? Hey. All right, I ain't got no time for. I'm not picking that up no more. Don't get me banned playing music like that. But now you see Samuelson all of a sudden calling out Kathy Hochul. But guess what the union was doing a few months ago? Let's check it out.
When the governor was the lieutenant governor, we always communicated, and she's the governor now. We still communicate. But I want to say one thing special about her: that one of our people died on the tracks. She showed up to the funeral. She came. She comforted the family, and that was an important thing. Because when people, this is why I know she cares. Because when people do things like this, it's important. Also, it's very good that she's working with the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, to fight the crime in the subways and buses. We need people to work together to defeat this problem. That's right. And she's the one. Yeah. She's the one that's already been stepping up. She's trying to do the right thing. And we need to do the right thing, and we need to put her in office for the next 4 years. Yeah! Happy Hochul.
Tony, to you and all the members of Local 100, I just come here with a heart full of gratitude to know that you, through the toughest of times, when so many people are out there zooming into life, that you showed up day after day after day during the pandemic. And you had the courage and the guts to keep this city moving. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, and I'm grateful to you. What we're going to continue to do is to fight like hell for every one of you. Because I know how hard you're fighting for yourselves and your families. Times do get tough once in a while. But my father always used to say, because I grew up in a union household, when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
That's right.
We're ready to go out there
and
take back our streets and make them safe so you don't have to worry about anything other than servicing the public. And we're going to focus on that, working with the mayor, our bus drivers, our bus operators, everybody who's whole part of the system, our subways. You deserve to be safe as well. But also, your families. We need to make sure your kids have the best education, that you have access to affordable homes. I know what it's like to have prices going up all over. You just feel like you can't get ahead of things. Because you're part of our New York family. Yes, you have an important job to do, but you're also New Yorkers as well. And that's why I'm going to keep fighting for you as your governor. It's all I know how to do. And I work with other people. I work with this great team. I work with the mayor. And you didn't always hear that for 10 years. The governor and the mayor working together on the same team.
That's right.
And that's how we keep the fight up. I'm grateful to have you marching behind me.
Yeah, we
Because
will.
we're going to march to the polls. You can vote early, all the way till Tuesday, and then you'll be part of an enormous victory. We'll make history together. Let's do it.
And not only going to make history, the first woman governor in New York.
Now, think about that. They was just parading her around town some months ago, and now she's public enemy number one when we was telling them from the beginning that she was public enemy number one. So how does that work? Somebody explain to me, how does that work? I just reset the phone lines, so I need somebody to call in 563-999-3714 just to see if we could get that back cracking again. I want to hear from you guys. I apologize for the people who called in before, but I just want to get that cracking. Also, I want to put that in there. You could donate via Cash App, Progressive Action 100. I'm giving out shout outs to I'm giving out shout outs to what's going on if you donate, basically. Right? But just picture that. Picture now they turning on Hoku because she's not treating the white part of the agency properly. But when it came to the black part, they was parading her around. I mean, let's look into this further. John Samuelson again. With friends like Kathy Hochul, New York State MTA commuter rail workers don't need enemies. This is an unfortunate truth. Her hand-picked MTA CEO, Jana Lieber, defrauded the workforce out of rightful wages instead of correcting it. Hochul's doubling down on the swindle for shame. Now let's think about that, people. Let's think about that. Hold on, Cole. I'm going to get to you in a second. Now, Hochul and Jana Lieber is a problem. Metro North workers for the same work get paid more than New York City transit workers. So how can we talk about rightful wages, which I'm not saying that they do not deserve a raise, but how can you justify fighting for them and not fighting for us? Let me try to get back to this caller hung up that quick. How can you justify fighting for them and not fighting for us? How does that make sense? How does that make any sense? Call in. Let me know. 563-999-3714. What kind of sense does that make? And like I said, this is not like, don't think that this is just exclusive to New York City Transit or the MTA. This is America. We see this in our communities. We see this in our universities. We see this at the workplace. We see this in every corner of America. The MTA is not exempt. Local 100 is not exempt. Why are they fighting for them more than they fighting for us? Did they just automatically woke up and said, you know what? Kathy Hochul is evil. Kathy Hochul does not care about the members. She don't care about this. Jana Lieber is a crook. Have y'all just finding that out? Where was y'all at when I was saying this 2-3 years ago? Probably longer than that, since Jana Lieber, since Pat Foy was chairman. Where were you guys at when I've been calling them out? Now, all of a sudden, because Hochul and Lieber is not taking care of the white portion of the MTA, now all of a sudden, it's an issue with them. You guys got some nerve. Y'all got some nerve thinking y'all go fool us like that. That's why y'all hate progressive action. That's why y'all don't like progressive action. Y'all don't like progressive action because we call y'all out on the BS. We let y'all know what it is, right? We let y'all know what it is. And these politicians ain't stupid. They know that they could get this free coat money from this union because y'all don't hold them accountable. Y'all are more happy to invite them to symposiums. Y'all more happy than go up to Albany or go to these galas and take pictures with them, with your family, to say, hey, Dad, look who I took a picture with. Son, daughter, look, wife, look who I took a picture with, on some groupie type stuff. That's what it's about. See, and this is the ideology that I got from a lot of these reps. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Like we it's not a personal attack. Let's just be honest. Don't they don't look like they were the cool kids in school, right? You could tell by the way they dress, the way they carry themselves, like they not athletic. They don't got no special skills. You could tell like they have outlived where they seen themselves in their life. A lot of them. They outlived that. So once they get a hold of this, they know without being a union rep, their life is done. Their life is over. This is the only thing they got going for them. One thing I give them credit for is that they are smart to hold it together, to keep it together. They are definitely smart about that. But these people, they not popping. They not somebody that you will look at and say, yo, I think he's cool. I like the way he dressed. He got some style. He got some swag. You know what I'm saying? He's a real leader. Like, they not about that. They don't even give you those type of vibes. They give you vibes that they was at the lunch table with a whole bunch of other corny people, and that's that. Let's be real. Let's be real. They got no swag, got no style. They not charismatic. None of that is going on. And of course, I'm not speaking about every single last one of them, but the majority, I'm talking at least 95% of them. And what's crazy is that the women on the union got more style and swag and confidence than they do. Like, it's really odd here. So a lot of them already surpassed where they envision their own selves in life, right? So when they get around these politicians, people they have been seeing on TV for decades, they feel like that they are one of them, and they turn into groupies when they're around them. They not a leader amongst men. They just not. And we are actually seeing what's going on in real time by how we're being sold out, right? And I'm gonna get on the topic about what the title of the show is about. The selling out continues, right? They have already outlived their own self. They already outlived themselves. They outlived themselves. And that's why they be boggled. Like, they think that once they get these titles, oh, I'm the VP, I'm the president, I'm the division chair, I'm this, I'm that they think that they automatically, these titles is supposed to give them some type of prestige, some type of respect. It bothers them that I have never been elected. I get the respect. I'm more popular. They do everything in their power to try to hurt and harm me, and I still come out on top. They don't understand that. Every time they tried to get at me, I came out bigger and better than before. They hate the fact when I go into bus depots, or I'm in crew rooms, swing rooms, or I'm in any type of transit space, the love that I get, because people understand what real leadership look like. They understand it. The people who's defending this treachery of a union administration that we have, just dig deep. You don't even got to dig deep. Just ask them, when you see them on social media, or they coming up to you and they trying to say, hey, don't listen to that guy Tremel. He don't know what he talking about. You know what you ask them? Are you on release time? Are you on release time? And once they say yeah, then you know their motive for defending treachery. Because it's like I said, this is not nothing new. What you want to do to the person who could control, if you could go back, you could go from being released to back to your train, your bus, or whatever job you may have, you're going to ingratiate yourself to them. You're going to be like, hey, look what I said. Look what I said to Tremel on social media. Yeah, I'm sticking up for you. I'm sticking up for you. Nah, you're not sticking up for him. You're just trying to secure your release time. That's what you're doing. You're just trying to secure your release time. That's all. That's it. That is it. And they think that they incognito with it. They act like they fooling somebody. You're only fooling the people who don't know what's going on. That's just how it works. You are only fooling the people who do not know what's going on. And there are a lot of people who don't know what's going on. There's a lot of people. Let me get to this next screenshot. And you can literally just go to the union Twitter and just look at them. They talking about horses. It's insane, the things that they are doing over there, right? So this was one of their latest posts. And y'all tell me if this make any sense. President Richard Davis testifying at a New York State Senate hearing about the need for legislators to fix Tier 6. Now, for those who don't know, right, for those who don't know, that this hearing where he testified at was a public hearing, right? Why didn't Richard Davis really make a statement and say, hey, I'm going to organize some members. I'm going to have some members come with me. I'm going to bring some signs, and I want to show them that we are serious about fixing Tier 6. Why didn't he do that? And I'm going to be 1,000,000,000% honest with you. I do not feel confident of Richard Davis delivering any type of message for us when it comes to anything. You could watch any speech that he has ever given. He is a paper reader. He don't know what to say. He trips, stumbles all over his words. His thoughts is not concise. It's not well put together. And what people like to say is that he's not a good public speaker. Well, as a president, that should be a prerequisite. That you must be a good public speaker. He's not a good speaker, and he don't know the issues. That whole African American Black History Month thing that he was at, he was reading Martin Luther King from the paper. He didn't know anything about Martin Luther King, but he's pro-Black. Don't know nothing about Martin Luther King. But why wasn't everyone invited to that public hearing about Tier 6? See, they not serious. All of this is just propaganda. They just want to show you, you know what? Look, I'm out there fighting for you. I'm out there for you. I went to go testify this, testify that. Let me try to get this caller back on the screen. Caller 6483. Can you hear me? 1212. Can you hear me? 6483. 6483. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on with the call. Did I have it muted? I don't know what's going on with the call. But I want to get into the meat and potatoes of what this show was really about. So I've been hearing for the past few months of workers who was out being assaulted, specifically speaking, spit on. Their differential and other payments were stopping. And nobody didn't have an answer as to why it was happening. Right? No one had an answer. And today, in today's paper in the city, this is what was said. And I need for you guys to help me work through this. Transit workers are allowed to take up to 1 paid year off after being spit on, according to the MTA, which earlier this year trimmed that time from up to 2 years. An MTA spokesperson said 66 of 28,584 Department of Subways employees are presently sidelined after being sprayed with spit, compared with 71 for the same period in 2022. Since when, and I need help working through this, people, since when spitting was reduced from 2 years to 1 year? Management cannot unilaterally do that. They cannot say, you know what, we're just going to do that, and that's what it is. There's a precedent that was set with that throughout the years. And the only way that it could be done without any type of union fight is if there's another secret side letter out there. And we already had one secret side letter pop up. And that was with, if you're out for more than 3 days, you will not be paid overtime if you work an RDO, right? people was hitting me like, yo, my paycheck is short, this, that. I didn't know what was going on. But come to find out, it was a secret side letter signed by Richard Davis that wasn't a part of the MOU, which is a problem. The reason that it's a problem is because we supposed to be able to vote on every corner of this contract. We are supposed to be able to view everything that was put forth during that negotiation period to say if the contract was good or not. We are not supposed to be finding out via the media that spitting went from 2 years to 1 year. Now, another thing for the people who don't know, if you have supplemental insurance, namely Transamerica, when it came to be a spit on, we used to get 2 years in that also. Now they only give us 3 months. That was the first move that they made with Transamerica. They was able to do that because that's just business. But how they were able to get that 2 years to 1 year without the union participation, it just can't happen without union participation. And if this is not true, let's just say that Richie Davis say, this is not true, this is that, then why weren't they fighting for the members who were being cut off while they was out on comp and finding out when their paychecks were not coming through? If this isn't true and the union is standing that this is a mistake, where's the grievance? Where's the grievance? Where's the fight? Where's the statement? Matter of fact, let me check the union website right now because they are aware of this today. And that is something that they should be on. Let me check the union website. The union website is down. Let me see. Oh, no, it's not down. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing on the 2 years to 1 year. Nothing at all. Matter of fact, let me see if I could share my screen. I ain't got to do that. Y'all can look at that yourself. There's absolutely nothing about what's going on here. So what do y'all think is happening? What do y'all think is happening? Do y'all think that the union sold us out? Do you think that this is part of course for Richie Davis? See, Richie Davis made it clear to me also that he want to be superintendent. He want to be a superintendent. So what does that tell you? That tell you that's someone who's for the members? Does it say that? That's what that mean? See, a lot of people is not connecting the dots. Like, all right, okay. First, Transamerica went from 2 years to 90 days when it comes to PTSD. And that was for spitting. For 2, we found out in the media today that spitting is not going to be 2 years no more. It's going to be 1 year. But why is this happening? And I want to explain to you guys why is this happening, because we got to connect these dots. These dots must be connected. Availability, and gain sharing. Gain sharing. First of all, I said this for years. I don't understand why gain sharing and employee availability is in the contract. That's a management issue. That's strictly a management issue. Why is the union in bed with management on availability? Because you want to know what? I predicted this. What we see happening with the rollback of 2 years to 1 year for getting spit on, what's happening with the supplemental insurances, what's happening with you not getting a bonus if you out on comp All of this points back to this in the contract, employee availability. It points back to that. There's absolutely nothing good that could come out of an agreement like that. Absolutely nothing good. Richard Davis and his administration is actively working with management to get employees back to work by any means possible. And I'm quite sure, for me personally, I was spit on, right? Being spit on is one of the most, especially in the Black community, is one of the worst things that you could have happen to you. That sticks with you to this day. I'm bothered by me being spit on. Bothered by it. So they just want you to basically be a punching bag for the public. And let's not make this as if it's exclusive to spitting. All types of assaults are being controverted. All types of assaults. And the reason for them controverting cases, for those who don't know, controverting means deny. So when they deny your workers' comp case, guess what the business is now? You're not getting no money, right? And guess what the MTA know? The MTA know that a lot of us can't survive without overtime. Forget about going weeks and months without a check. A lot of us cannot survive without overtime. The MTA know this. You want to know why? Because they see how much overtime you're willing to work. So the MTA got all the strings going. The MTA could destroy you. They could destroy your family if they were to say, we're going to cut off all the overtime. People's cars are going to get repoed. People's homes are going to be foreclosed. Their kids is not going to be able to go to nice schools. There'll be no more family trips, no more vacations. No more going to have dinner at nice restaurants. You will not be enjoying the fruits of your labor. The MTA know this. The MTA is well aware of this, people. This is not a guessing game. They actually call it social engineering. And this type of social engineering is done on the labor side too. People think that social engineering got everything to do with what happens in the community. No, they have social engineering. I'm going to call it labor engineering or economic engineering in the labor sector of how they can control you financially, right? So if you get hurt on a job, no matter what your injury is, and they controvert your case, they know that you can't survive without overtime. Like I said, let alone going a month to 6 months, possibly a year like I did without a paycheck, right? Guess what happens when you get hurt and they controvert your check? You got to go to your doctor, or you got to go to that comp doctor, and you got to say, hey, I think I feel better. Just so you won't be homeless. Just so your car won't be repoed. Just so your kid won't get kicked out of school. Just so, because you know that child support payment is kicking you behind and you got to do that extra time. Just so you can survive and put a roof over your head. The MTA knows all of this. And guess what? The union has contributed to that engineering by keeping you out for only a year instead of 2 years. The union has contributed to that engineering by going to the supplemental insurance company and say, hey, don't give them 2 years for spitting no more. Just give them 90 days. The union has contributed to it when they say the people that's on comp, don't give them their bonus. Let them get their bonus when they come back to work. And they know that that little $3,000 would definitely make some people get off of comp knowing that they are not ready to come back just so they can have money in their pocket. This was all designed that way. So now people who cases was controverted during this time and they didn't get the bonus. And now they know when they get this bonus, allegedly, when they come back to work, allegedly, that they're going to get it. You see how all of this add up? See, they don't expect us to connect these dots. They don't expect us to think critically. Because our union administration, they don't think critically themselves. They do not. And anyone with a brain, anyone with a brain can see what's going on. It's not rocket science. It is not a secret. It is not. And then we got to look at the people who's on social media defending this treachery. We got to look at the people who's at these union meetings defending this treachery. If you have a brain, you can see that we are being sold out. Why do you think they do not call into the show? Why do you think that they don't want to discuss this with me online in real time and talk about the facts of what's going on? Because if I was wrong, it would be easy to shut me down. It would be easy to shut me down and just come with the facts. But when you being corrupt, when you being disloyal, when you being dishonest, when your whole ideology is a scam, a smokescreen to sell people out, you avoid people like me. You stay clear of people like me. Their goal is they have gotten management to attempt to shut me up. This is what they do. This is who they are. Yes, when you have a union rep, your union rep is supposed to have your best interest at heart. We don't see that here in Local 100. And I'm not saying that this is for every rep. But guess what? The same ideology applies. And I'm going to use the police analogy. If people say, oh, you know what, there's good cops out there. And I'll be like, all right, if there's good cops, then what happened when that good cop see a bad cop doing something wrong? Wouldn't you expect that good cop to go say, hey, this officer is doing something wrong? No. You know what that alleged good cop does? They stay quiet. I personally don't consider that person a good cop. So if you are a union rep in this union and you see that the union administration, the leadership of this union is selling out the membership, why are these reps being quiet? Name one rep. Name one rep that's elected right now that's speaking out against the administration. I really wish I had Jeopardy theme music. I really wish I had Jeopardy theme music. Somebody please name one rep. Please name one rep right now. Because they say, there's good reps. This rep, name one rep that's vocal fighting for the members, because they like to run this game on us too. They make you think that we work for them. No, the union administration work for the members. We are their constituents. We have to do more of holding them accountable. When you see them defending easily disputable stuff, just know that rep is not on your side. That rep is only thinking about saving their own life, sparing their own release time. That's the only thing that they want to do. It's not about you. Yeah, guess what? They will take your union dues money and they will go have a cookout, throw a rally, whatever the case is, with your dues money, and they acting like that they Santa Claus on Christmas and you supposed to bow down, get on your knees and kiss their ring and tell them thank you. No, your union dues paid for that. Your union dues paid for that. These people do not care about you. Who's speaking out against the treachery? You see more people defending the treachery versus speaking out against it. You see it. You see it. But this administration wants you to unsee it. They don't want you to see what's going on. They don't want you to have a voice. If they did, they would have put up a mic at the mass membership meeting. They don't care about your voice. They don't care about your voice. They don't go around saying, what do you feel like could approve the union? Are there any union reps that hasn't been doing it? They don't care about that. Everything is a smokescreen. They come out to the crew rooms, they'll buy you food, and then they think that they did something so great for you. Has it come to that for us members, that they could just buy you some food and then you think that they the greatest thing on earth? Are you that easy? Why don't the union administration do a show like I do, informing the members every week of what's going on? Why don't they do that? I would love that. I would love that. Why don't they do that? Because I'm going to tell you, this union administration, they want to be corrupt in peace. They want to be corrupt, and they don't want you to complain about their corruption. They just want you to sit there, be quiet, and take the licking. That's what they want you to do. They don't want you to challenge them. They don't want you to question them. They don't want you to make posts about them. They don't want you to make videos about them. They don't want you to second guess their judgment, because all of a sudden you will have a rep that didn't know anything. And then as soon as they get elected, they become Einstein to union issues. Because they let the title get to their head. They become division chair, vice presidents, vice chairs, recording secretaries, first vice chairs. They become staff. Then everybody becomes Einstein. Oh, they know everything. Nobody could tell me, no, I'm an elected rep. What are you going to tell me? That's how they move around here. That's how they move around here. Just think about that. Just think about that. Let's look at the enablers. Let's look at the enablers. Sean Battaglia and Donald Forgery Yates. Why are they so quiet? Where's the statement of the spitting going from 2 years to 1 year? Where's the video on that? And I'm waiting for them to make a video saying, hey, that's not true. And all right, if it's not true, then don't come online until you make a video put a copy of the grievance online that you're filing and explain to us where it's not true at. Giselle Martinez, I do not know her. I do not know her. But why are you so quiet about the president being in an active investigation? Don't you think that the members, specifically speaking, the women should know? Why you haven't reached out or tried to inquire who the victim is or victims? Why you haven't done that? Samuelson and Utano. Utano put Richie Davis in this position only because he knew that Richie Davis would be a loyal puppet. Not because he thought Richie Davis is smart. Not because he thought Richie Davis is the leader. Only because he knew he could control that man. And Samuelson, your double standard of fighting when you was president of this union, the way you fought for the black, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. New York City Transit is 80% minority. It's 50% black alone. We're not going to ignore those numbers. Why you did not fight for New York City Transit like you're fighting for Metro North right now? Why? Tell us what the difference is, Samuelson. Why is Jan Oliba and Kathy Hochul all of a sudden bad people now? When we was telling you that they were bad, Cuomo was bad. Cuomo didn't become bad to this union until he was involved in his own sexual harassment claims. allegations. Now all of a sudden, Hoku and Jan Oliba are horrible people because they didn't give the white section of the agency the money that they deserve. And like I said, I'm not saying that they don't deserve the money. We all deserve the money. I'm just questioning, why are the fights drastically different? That's what I'm questioning. And you should question it too. Everybody here should question that. Something is not right here. What I need for you guys to do, we must fund. Right now, Progressive Action is waging a war against the MTA and the union. We've been under conflict, under battle for some time now, and you guys must start funding this war. You could donate via Cash App, Progressive Action 100. You can also become a member of the channel for 99 cents a month. 99 cents a month. That's all you have to do. 99 cents a month. We must continue to fund this war. It is out of control, and stop letting them tell you that your eyes are lying to you. The reason why they pull that type of treachery and trickery is because they want to be corrupt and peace. For everyone who's watching, I need you guys to share this out. I'm back live on Facebook. Back live on Facebook. Facebook is back popping again. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to share this out. At the least, if you're not donating to the platform, you can at least share the videos out. That's the least that you could do. If you're watching on YouTube right now, and if you're watching on Facebook, like the video. Like the video. It costs you nothing to like the video. If you're not donating to the platform, if you're not funding this war, the least that you could do is give the people the ammunition so they won't be fooled, so they won't have wool pulled over their eyes. Share out the video. Go speak to the coworker in the crew room, in the swing room, while y'all deadheading. At events, show them the videos. Tell them to subscribe to the channels. We must do this as a team, as a unit. And believe it or not, no matter what your religion is, no matter what your race is, we have more in common than we do not. Believe me, this is coming from me. We have more in common than we do not. When it comes to these union reps and the union administration, it has been proven a lot of them do not have the same thing in common with us. The only thing they're worried about is their release time and covering their own asses. That's what it's about. Once again, make sure to share out these lives. Make sure to like the videos. At the least, that's the least that you could do. And if you feel like funding the war, you could do it via Cash App, $ Progressive Action 100. I am your host, Tramel Thompson. I will catch you guys later. Peace.